Welcome to UFO report number 7. And you know it's going to be a bad afternoon when your podcasting software disables your mic. Cue the music. Welcome to UFO report number 7. This is Manny Moonraker, and I feel like I was here yesterday, and I pretty much was, and hopefully some of you were also, or you're catching this on the old replay. But if you missed it, all I can say is you got to get on board with Spreaker and doing the show live. You can go to Spreaker.com. Or as a matter of fact, if you go to the front page of UFO Buster Radio, on the right-hand side, you'll find a little widget that actually has the Spreaker information in there, and you can just click on there to listen from the website live. So whichever you choose. But as we continue on this journey of ufology and try to figure out what the heck is going on, then, you might want to call in once in a while, because every time that I hear from a listener, I get stoked. I love hearing from you guys because it lets me know somebody is really 4.2 far out there with me, and I'm not just in the weeds by myself, lost, like in the Blair Witch Project. So we have one place that's dominating the news here, and apparently it's been for a few days. Let me just do this. Let me just say this. This is probably the 7th article I came across, and the first article that did not include Security Team 10. Folks, you guys who believe that this is a real phenomena and are tired of the hoax from people like Tyler Lochner, we are up the creek without a paddle, because Tyler is basically kicking ass and taking names, hashtag FML. And so we need to put together a task force to take him down. And some of you might like the whole thing, Security Team 10. You might like Security Team 10 and the brand of reporting that he does, kind of, supporting that news. Is not really news at all, but some people just hoaxing those that want to believe. And if you do, hey, some things we just have to have in this world, because there's got to be good versus evil. So if Tyler is that evil for ufology, then you are listening to the good guys. Anyway, let's talk about Bristol in the UK. So the city of Bristol apparently is a hotbed of UFOs. Mr. O, I don't understand why you didn't tell me about this. So the Bristol Post has been putting in a bunch of reports regarding what's happening out there. That's information is being reported from the citizens of the city and their belief, and even a conspiracy that the city is not only a UFO hotspot, but it's also a refueling station for UFOs. Now, I'm not familiar with this city, but you guys that are and are listening, feel free to comment, hit me up, send me a message. And if you actually live in and around Bristol, let me know what your experience has been. What have you seen? But we have 3 articles to talk about, and it dates back to actually March of this year. The first article was published on March 3rd, and it was updated on March the 7th. Apparently, a citizen of the city named Ernest Skidmore sent a letter to the Bristol Post regarding what many are seeing as a ongoing conspiracy theory behind the Purdom BT Tower. As a matter of fact, the Post actually published a letter that was sent into them. And let's read a little bit of it because I know some of you are pretty busy. You're not going to be able to click on the link in the description. And by the way, you want to do these in order, so I've numbered them 1, 2, and 3. But this one is significant. And let me just put a little bit of a sweet letter reading music behind this, so that way you can get in the mood. Dear Sirs, it starts. Post readers will be aware of the UFO sighting made by a police helicopter over Bristol Channel on September 16th last year. The craft was invisible to the human eye but could be seen using the helicopter's infrared cameras. It was circular in shape and looked like it had a big eyeball looking back at the helicopter. Readers may recall that last September 16th was an unusually sunny day in the Bristol area. At least it was until a mysterious fog fell upon the Purdon area of Bristol, near where I live. So he's not only reporting this, he's also a participant. I was walking my dogs near the so-called BT Tower. The mist was thickest at the top of the tower. The mist seemed to come from the horn-shaped object attached to the sides of the tower and traveled upward. Meanwhile, a strange, low-pitched hum could be heard, similar to a theremin, and a pink-tinged luminescence could be observed in the mist above the tower. My dogs began to whine, and I felt unaccountably out of sorts, as though my energy was being drained through the top of my head. Mr. Skidmore, they have aluminum for that. Let's continue. The hum grew deeper and began to oscillate exactly as described by people who have heard the infamous Bristol hum. As quickly as it began, the phenomenon was over and Purdon returned to a sunny meadow of tranquil birdsong. For years, there have been local rumors saying that the Purdon Tower is a refueling station for UFOs. So Mr. Skidmore continues on, especially relating back to the incident prior to his letter regarding the infrared sighting by the police helicopter, and there is a link in this article to it, so you can take a look at that. Now, there's got to be something going on when you get someone who takes time out of his day after being probed 4.2 far while walking his dog, and he sends a letter to the local newspaper regarding the incident. It would seem to reason that it's not something that happens all the time to him, I would hope, but it seems that the hum that comes from that tower is not unusual. So now let's fast forward to article number 2, which was published on the 30th of May. This particular article has to do with a triangular UFO and some orb lights. I can tell you that the first time that I saw this video, the first thing that came to my mind was the idea that this person was shooting the video from inside of a window. So what you were seeing was really a reflection of what was going on inside of the home. And it was just, showing on the glass. So article number 2 in the description, take a look at the video, because if you look on the lower right hand corner, you do see a reflection from a light source from behind the glass. And so my assumption was, all right, buddy, what are you trying to do? However, more footage has actually been reported to Bristol Post, and the footage is coming from a source which reported the same similar lights and actually has a video from outside. Now, what they report seeing was basically a triangular shaped UFO, and they describe the size as being massive. If you look at the lights, it kind of reminds you of the Phoenix Lights incident, when you have what people reported was a row of lights on the leading edge of the triangle. These lights actually come on and off sequentially. So the video is fascinating, and the fact that you have two different people shooting this video from two separate angles is quite amazing. The question is, what the heck is going on in Bristol? Is Bristol really a hotspot for UFOs that are 4.2 far? Or is the British government have some kind of a test facility near Bristol? You make the call. Check out these videos. Let me know what you think as far as what is it that the people in Bristol are seeing. Because I can tell you right now, the fact that those two videos are up there from different angles, taken from different perspectives, I'm sold. This is definitely a UFO. But you make the call. So before we end the episode, don't forget the UFO Buster Radio co-host contest is going on right now. And it will end in 10 days. So you want to go ahead and record your 5 minutes or less recording in order to have an opportunity to be a co-host for about 2 to 3 weeks, receive a copy of the Unacknowledged book, and for 2 to 3 episodes, you're going to give your opinion, your grassroots perspective on what Stephen Greer is trying to accomplish, and whether or not you think that maybe he himself might be 4.2 far. With that said, thank you for listening today. Hopefully this recording will be saved because, like I said at the beginning, the software is not behaving. I'll catch you in the next episode. Sayonara.